All right. Team Cup kickoff call. So this is for our August 2017 Team Cup. Super excited about it. July is always a rough month for some reason coming off Summit. In August for Team Cup, it always seems like it really gets the momentum going again and gets us really engaged in what we learned from Summit. And Sarah, I'm sure you watched, bits and pieces of it, which you could anyway, and to kind of take those takeaways and put them all into action. And really, the whole point is to really get your business moving forward and just honestly to help as many people as you possibly can. Like, that's the goal. And a lot of people kind of make Team Cup out to be this super stressful thing, and it doesn't have to be, it's just you're trying to really push hard for 1 month in your business, and that's going to really get you through the next quarter. It's going to give you a lot of momentum. Not that you can like totally relax for the next couple months afterwards, but by having such a big contact list and really pushing hard in 1 month to talk to a bunch of people, not everybody's going to end up buying in August. And so that's going to end up trickling into, September and October and things like that when people are ready. So that's really the cool thing. It's not always an immediate gratification kind of thing. I don't think anything in this business is, but it really will help you build your business if you push, if you really do commit and work hard. So, I was just going to go over kind of what I have done already and what I'm going to be doing pretty much on a daily basis. And, it's kind of just the basis of what I want all of you to really strive to do. The most important thing, of course, is getting in your own workout and your own Shakeology, which I know you guys are great at. So, and then posting about it. And one thing I do want everybody to do, I want y'all to go back and listen to the National Wake Up Call that was today and the one from last week, because both of them were really, really good on like social media posting. And the one last week with Lindsay, I don't remember her last name, but anyway, she was really good on talking about like how to really give value and give good content to your followers, not just saying, hey, sweaty selfie, I got my workout done, but, putting some thought into it and some meaning behind it. Maybe it's something Chris says during shift shop that really, speaks to you, and you put that into your own words as to why that workout, was a killer workout for you, or how it makes you feel, or how maybe you were struggling and this helped you feel better, like whatever it is, versus just a sweaty selfie. People get tired of just seeing that if there's not a lot of content with it. And it doesn't have to be super long, but just something, So last week's call was really good about that. And I remember and I meant to write these down and I didn't, but Lindsay talked about questions that she asks herself when she's evaluating her own social media. And she asks, like, what would my old self need to hear? What would have motivated me 5 years ago or 3 years ago or however long ago? Not necessarily, like for me, it's not necessarily what would motivate me right now, because I've been doing this whole different lifestyle for almost 4 years. Like, you almost have to kind of go back to when you really needed that motivation. What was it, or what is it that would have really stood out to you and made you stop, scrolling through Facebook, and made you maybe comment on somebody's post or reach out to somebody. So she had really good tips on thinking about things like that. And just different questions to ask yourself as far as just evaluating your own social media. And then today's was really good. Her schedule was like super complicated that she gave, but she gave good tips on, it totally went out of my mind. It was really good social media tips though. Also on, again, just engaging with people and things to post on your page. And I think that's what everybody really needs to focus on for Team Cup for all the time. But now is a really good time to get into the habit of creating really good value-driven posts for your people. And something that I just like to throw out there, a lot of people, and she even said it in the call today too, I think, you might not necessarily get a whole bunch of comments or a bunch of likes or anything like that on a post. And It's okay. Like, I don't hardly get anything anymore, but I'll have people private message me that have just been watching my stuff and not saying a word. And that happens a lot. So if you're really consistent with just what you're putting out there, even if you're not seeing a lot of comments or anything, I know a lot of coaches get really discouraged. And to me, it's just like, it doesn't matter, because people are seeing it. But the other key to that is something that you really need to focus on is being interested in other people as well, versus just trying to be interesting yourself and draw people to you. You have to be going out there and really interacting with other people on their pages too, and commenting on their stuff and liking their stuff, because that makes them see you more and your news feed more. And same thing on Instagram, however that works. So I'm still figuring out Instagram, but there's tons of trainings on it that I've really been listening a lot of to. So let's see. So do that. Watch those two if you haven't already. And I'm even going to go back to them and listen to them again and write down like those specific points that I was like, I've got to do this, So this week's or today's and last Monday's were amazing. Have your contact list. I don't have mine down here, but I have got a list of, just in my TeamZ follow-ups, which is a prospecting app that I use. I've got like 380 people that I have not followed up with over the last 6 months. So that's where I'm starting. I'm hitting every single one of them if I possibly can, and that can be something quick as far as your follow-ups. So for newer coaches, you're going to want to start with a contact list of people, maybe friends and family. Go through your Facebook friends list or your Instagram followers. And just write down the people's names that you think might, in even the slightest way, be interested, whether it's just from a health standpoint, a fitness standpoint, a business standpoint, whatever it is, write down people's names that you wouldn't feel too crazy reaching out to and saying something to. If you have a lot of people that it's like, hey, I haven't talked to you in 10 years, start a conversation. Check in, see how they're doing, those conversations are ones that end up turning into customers as you're building the relationship and talking to them naturally. And then you get to a point where you can invite them. And it's all just kind of sped up during Team Cup month because we're trying to cram a whole bunch in. So the other thing that I really like for people to do, if you haven't already done it, and Sarah, you may have since you've, been coaching with us for a few months now, but Katie, I don't know if you have yet, go through and make out an email that you can send to all of your family and close friends, people that are actually on your email, or that still check their email, and just let them know what you're doing. Hey, this is just kind of a new little business that I've started up. Tell them just a very short little blurb about what it is, and maybe something to the effect of, I'm having my first challenge group and I would really love for you to be a part of it. Sometimes you can even say what works really well with family in the beginning is to ask them or to tell them that you're building your portfolio and ask them if they would be willing to, try out a challenge pack in Shakeology and of course figure out which program is right for them. If they'd be willing to try it out for 30 days and actually, work with you through a challenge so that you guys can get results and see what kind of results that they get over the first 30 days. And then of course, if they don't like it, whatever, there's a 30-day money back guarantee, even if they didn't like it, the vast majority of people are not going to send it back. I've had very few returns, compared to the amount of customers that I've got. So, and especially with family, most of them aren't going to send it back. And it's a really great way to not be, pushy, or I don't know what the word is, but just to me, it feels better if you're saying, hey, look, I'm starting this new thing. I'm trying to build this business on the side for both of you, as veterinarians. It's not like you're quitting your day job or Katie's not leaving school, to be a Beachbody coach right now. So it's kind of, I'm building this business on the side just to help out with, other things in life in other areas. and I'm building my portfolio. Would you mind helping me, or trying something out, and let's see how you like it. And send an email like that or a message or something to all your family and really close friends. And that's usually a great place to start. Any questions about that so far? Sarah's good. Katie, you good?
I think so.
Okay. Y'all just jump in if you have anything that you want to ask. So that's kind of main steps of getting started. Other things that you really need to be doing daily, and this kind of goes along with the vital behaviors too, but you need to be adding new people to your contact list. And you'll probably hear me say this all the time, but a lot of people will add like 3 people to their contact list every day. Like bump it up to 10 or 20, it's just going to help you grow faster. I sent out like 30 friend requests this morning, and it takes like no time at all. And out of those 30, I think I already have like 15 or 20 that actually accepted the friend request. So tomorrow morning I'll go in and I'll send them all the little message that I send that I put in the group the other day, just the new friend message. It's basically introducing myself. It's like, hey, thanks for accepting my friend request. I know we've got a bunch of mutual friends in common. And I tell them just a little bit about myself. And I typically get a few pretty positive responses back. Like, hey, thanks for introducing yourself. I look forward to following your journey, that sort of thing. And then it kind of opens the door to continue a conversation. And I don't jump right in with, hey, join my challenge group, like right away. I try to look at their page and chit chat with them, for a couple days or maybe even a week or so. And then I'll invite them to a challenge group. Even for me, even if the conversation does not lead to Beachbody, and maybe I haven't talked to them in a few days, but I'll send them a message. And when I'm having a day, I'm doing a lot of invites, and just be like, hey, I just thought of you. I've got this new challenge that's getting ready to start. We're going to be focused on getting our workout in 25 minutes a day, or less. Is that something you'd be interested in? And just leave it really short and simple. And then when they say, yeah, I'm interested, like, what are the details, or tell me more about it? That's when you start asking them what their goals are, what they struggle with, how their nutrition is, like asking them questions and learning about them, and then filling in, with how you can help them with all access, basically. So that's kind of the flow that I do it. And so, getting those new contacts is really, really important, whether you're doing that on Facebook or on Instagram, either way. And I am horrible at sending that message to people that follow me on Instagram. I have not gotten into a habit with that yet, but I'm making it my goal this month. So if anybody has any great Instagram tips, y'all fill us all in, because I'm still really new at that. But so like I said, I'm bumping my numbers up. I'm friending at least 20 a day. And then, out of those, usually half or something will accept it. The next day I'm sending the new friend message, and then following up from there. I'm also starting, and this is key. I'm going back to people that I've already been friends with, and I'm starting new conversations with at least 10 people a day, just to get a conversation going, talking about their kids, talking about their dogs, talking about their beach trip, like whatever it is. So I'm doing 10 a day. And again, that gets the conversations going. You don't necessarily have to get super deep into a conversation with them, but chit chat with them a couple of times, so then in a week, when you send an invite, it's not totally random. So let's see, what else? Invites from your conversations, email message. Let's see, I talked about that. Thank you messages. Do you guys send out thank you messages for people that like your posts? Oh, I can't hear you.
I haven't.
Myself.
No, I could see your mouth moving, but I couldn't hear anything. I was like, is that mine?
I have, is what I said.
You have?
Not really, but I have.
Okay. Katie, have you done that yet?
No.
Okay. That's a really good thing to start doing. And what I make myself do anyway, I'm getting better at it, is each morning I'll sit down and I'll go through the previous day's posts and write down new people that like the post or comment, but usually it's just that they like it, and obviously not coaches. I love that you guys like each other's posts, but I'm not messaging you guys. And for that, I've been sending just a pretty generic, hey, thanks so much for supporting my health and fitness journey. I really appreciate it. And what is it that I'm saying now? I always go to talk about this and I forget what it is that I even say. I have it written in the group though. But something about, I've got a new group starting in a week. Are you interested at all? Tell them like a little bitty blurb again about maybe what it's about. We're going to be focusing on staying healthy for the rest of the year, throughout the fall, throughout the beginning of school. Or you can even talk about it for like free groups. If it's a mom, for example, with kids, obviously, you can say something like, hey, I've got a free kids lunch prep group coming up. Do you want to join? It's a free group. Like, that's easy. And then you try to build a relationship and go from there too. But thanking them for their support is really important. And then I have been adding in, like I said, just a really short blurb of an invite with that thank you message, and it's gone over pretty well. So that's something to try to do on a daily basis, because then it's not overwhelming. It's, a list of 10 or so people a day. What else? And hello, Amy. I see Amy on there. Those are the main things that I do. Follow up. So the other thing that you really need to do is just somehow have an organized system for yourself to know who you talk to, because you will forget all the people that you talk to. There's no way. And I used to think, oh, I'll remember that person. No. And I go back, I see their name 5 months later. I'm like, oh my gosh, I never got back to them. So keep a list, whether it's paper and pencil, on the computer, Teamsy, like whatever it is, have some sort of organized system and go back and do not be afraid to follow up with these people. Because just like I said, there's so many times that I miss messages or I forget to return something, or, it marks it as I've read it already and I actually didn't read it and respond to it. And that happens to everybody. So I've had a ton of people, they're just like, oh my gosh, thanks for messaging me, because I totally forgot to, respond. So those are kind of the main steps that I take, and try to do all that on a daily basis. And if you really do that, especially with some higher numbers throughout Team Cup month, like I said, you're going to create momentum for yourself this month, and it's going to carry over into the next couple of months as well. Plus, it's going to make really good habits for you and a good routine for you to get into. So what questions do y'all have?
Do you have a simple like PDF or logging? Like I've seen, power hour trackers, and they all seem like they're too complicated for me.
Yeah. So that's kind of why I started using Teamsy. For me, it works. For me, it's something visual that I can see. I've checked every box for today. Like, I'm good. If I have time to do extras, great. And I like the follow-up feature in there. You can go in and you don't have to set a follow-up date, but you can if you want to follow up with somebody in 2 days. The thing is you have to do it. And I haven't been doing it, which is why I have 386 follow-ups I have to do. But there is a way, and Stacy, I think, was the one that showed this to me. There's a way to go in and get to the bottom of your follow-up list and do your most recent ones first. So it's a pretty cool feature. There is a 30-day free trial if you wanted to try it out. It's easy to set it up. Like, it doesn't take long at all. And then after that, it's like $29 a month or something. But they've got a lot of scripts in there. You can save your own scripts in there so that they're really easy just to copy and paste. What I really like about it, and let me see. I'm looking at it on my big computer, but I do have it pulled up. Hang on, I can share my screen real quick. Just to show you a little bit more of what it looks like. Okay. So this is my dashboard for Teamsy. I've got it set on my follow-ups right now. But so this is everything that I did today. and you set your own goals up here. Like when you first start, you set an income goal mainly, and it breaks it down and it recommends to you, okay, to hit this income goal, you need to talk to X amount of people per day based on their formulas of how many conversations turn into sales and all that kind of stuff. So it will give you guidelines. And then I went in and I just upped it a little bit. And so it'll tell you how many prospects you need to connect with. And for me, those connections are just the, just chit chat, get to know you, relationship building. That's what that is. It tells you, and I really like this, reminds you to go back and talk to your customers, your existing coaches, because especially discount coaches, you forget to go in and check in on them, because they're not somebody that you're talking to all the time in challenge groups and, on coaching calls and that sort of thing. And then your invites and then new contacts. So see, I added 16 people today out of those 30 or 25 or so that I sent this morning. You can mark off this stuff. It'll tell you all of your follow-ups that you have. Oh, I'm at 340. Okay. I knocked some off today. But if you go into team and then go into follow-ups down here, upcoming, you can scroll through all of them and it's by date. You can see this is from December. That's really sad. But I actually quit using Teamsy for quite a while. And, I found that I just wasn't as organized. I thought, okay, I don't need to pay $30 a month for this. And it's like I've struggled to hit SC10 every month since then. And last December, I had 33 Success Club points. So I'm like, okay, maybe it really was working, right? But it's what I love about it is if I am stumped on who to go and talk to just to have conversations with, instead of just randomly scrolling through my Facebook friends list, which is forever long, it tells me right here, okay, these are the people you haven't talked to since last September, since, all of these are last September. Go back and reconnect with these people. And it continuously, as I talk to Jessica and Courtney and Catherine, it will move them up the list and it will default for you to talk to them again in 3 months, I think it is. And you can change your defaults and all that, but it just keeps them in a rotation. So they keep popping up every once in a while. So I really like that. To me, that's almost worth it. And then you can go over here and log your conversation if you want to and set follow-ups and that sort of thing. So anyway, that's Teamsy.
Neat.
But it's pretty cool, I think. What other questions? Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot what it was. Had a long day.
I hear you.
Oh, but personal development. Did I talk about that? Are y'all reading personal development?
I got the Compound Effect audiobook.
Good. That's a good one.
It was through something that was shared at Summit.
Yeah. Yes, because Darren Hardy did our our keynote. It's a really good book.
You should think, if anyone hasn't heard that, definitely remind them that was there, because that was awesome.
And it's the whole audiobook for free?
Something you guys shared a PowerPoint slide to get on his email list.
Email.
And then my first email list, or my first email from him was the whole audio, oh, hey, here, you can download the whole audiobook.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Cool. I signed up for it, but I didn't actually do any of the emails because I had already read the book. So I didn't know if it was actually the whole thing. That's cool. That's awesome. That's a good book. Katie, what are you reading? I know you started to say something.
I'm reading You Are a Badass.
Yeah.
It's another good one.
I have that one.
Yeah. Are you liking it so far, Katie?
Yeah.
Good.
I do. And my next one on my list is How to Be a Boss.
How to Be a Boss. Who's that by?
BAWSE. Let me go look. It looked entertaining and personal development at the same time.
Yeah.
Lily Singh, SINGH.
Huh. Interesting. I've never heard of that one. You'll have to fill us in on how it is.
Yeah. It's a guide to conquering life. So.
There you go. There you go. And it's funny to see different types of people need different types of personal development. You know, I got into, like, a bunch of us read You Are a Badass together and all loved it. And then it was like, for me, after I read it once, like, that was enough. And I couldn't keep reading that type of book. I needed something more like 10X Rule right now for me is like a kick in the pants that it's like, hey, you're not doing what you need to do. Go work harder, you know? And for me right now, that's what I need. So it's just like, you know, if a book, I always kind of say, if a book isn't like really interesting to you, like, go get another one. Don't waste your time reading it. That's how I feel anyway. You're not going to get anything out of it if it's not helping you and you don't feel like, hey, that's cool. You know, like, I'm learning something from this. So, but that is so important. And I think that was one of my biggest mistakes my first year as a coach. I never did a single thing of personal development. I was like, that's just a bunch of baloney, like, whatever, you know? And once I actually started reading it, you know, I could tell a big difference. And I was like, I was surprised because it's not what I thought it was going to be about, you know? I just thought, oh, it's just for people with all these crazy problems. And, and that's not the point. So definitely read it, because you're going to have days that are hard in your business, not just Team Cup month, but you're going to have days that everybody and their brother is going to tell you no, and you're not getting anywhere. And you're going to have weeks where you haven't sold a single challenge pack and you're just like, you know, getting down on yourself. And you have to be able to, like, refocus yourself. I think that's one of the most important things, because especially as newer coaches, that's where so many new coaches fail, is because as soon as they start hitting or getting objections and hitting these hard months when they're not selling challenge packs and everything's a struggle, a lot of people just give up. And of course, that's like the worst thing to do, because you're never going to get anywhere with your business if you just give up on it and quit trying. And that's where, you know, PD just really, really, really keeps you, it gives you something to refocus yourself on, you know, and keep your head in the game and know that it's going to be tough and that you're going to have to push through these hard times. And, you know, once you do, you're going to be better for it in the long run. So, just keep that in mind for sure. Especially as you're talking to more and more people. Like I said, it's going to pay off, but it might not necessarily be right away. It might be a little bit later down the road. So what other questions y'all have? Anything? It's getting awfully dark where you are, Sarah. It's like I've seen the whole sunset behind you.
Nighttime. That's the west back there.
Yeah. That's funny.
That's where the sun goes down.
Yep. Oh, do y'all have your lists going of people to talk to already?
Yes.
Good.
Yes. Actually,
I add people to my list as they become my friend on Facebook.
Friend, perfect. Yeah. That's good though.
I don't know if I can screen share. I'll show you what I use. If you've never seen this before, this is really cool and it's free.
Okay.
This thing called Kanban Flow.
No,
so over on here is my people, and you can customize these columns. So I move them into their columns based on what we're doing, you know, what's being said. So you can grab somebody and let's say, oh, I remember I need to follow up with her today. I'll stick her there. Or like, these are the people I already invited. And this thing is free. It's been, you know, it's certainly not Teamsy, but it was pretty cool.
What's it called again?
Let me go back. Kanban Flow. KANBAN FLOD. There we go.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah, now I can.
Right here. So all my people are over here, and you can click and drag them. So if there's someone I need to talk to today, and you can make these columns say whatever you want.
Whatever you want, yeah. I was going to say, wow, it already says invited to challenge group? No.
I was getting it set up.
Yeah.
Here's my list.
Well, that looks like a cool thing as well, instead of Teamsy.
Yeah.
That's another option for people.
It's free. I like that.
Yeah, that's cool. Does it have a place for follow-ups specifically, or?
I just have a column for follow-up.
Like if I
know I need to follow up with someone, I'll put them back in the like contact today.
Right. Cool. Let's see. I don't think you stopped sharing your screen though.
Oh, I don't know how. Wait, there's a button that says stop. Okay.
There you go. Okay. I was like, I can still see. Now I see multiples of all of us. So no, that's really cool. That is something I'll look at that as well and put that up in our groups as another really good option for people. That's one I haven't heard of. I know Google Streak is another one. I peeked at that a little bit and it was kind of confusing for me. So I quit.
But it looks too complicated for me to be able to use.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too. But that one that you're using, Sarah, looks a lot more simplified.
It's very simple. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I actually use it for my regular like to-do list too. Like I've got other columns or other boards you can have. Like I've got a board for leads, I've got a board for customers, and then I've got like my own personal to-do list. It's pretty neat.
I'm going to check that out. That sounds pretty cool. Is there an app for it as well?
It's not an app, but when you go on your phone to look at it, it's optimized for mobile. So it's usable on your phone.
So it's usable. Okay. Mm-hmm. Cool. But that annoys me. Like, you know, if you're out somewhere and it's like, oh, I really need to add this to my list and you can't even hardly get to it on your phone. So that's awesome. Yeah, we'll check that out for sure. And there was something else I was going to ask you and I can't remember. Anyway, that's been the story of my day. I got this new Apple Watch, which is supposed to be all amazing, right? And the stupid thing wouldn't even work. It won't do anything. It won't log a step. It won't log any kind of activity. I'm like, and I was so excited to do, Shift Shop this morning and track everything on the watch, and nothing would work. I was just like, oh. I was so mad. So that just set the whole tone for the day. Like I was just off. I was like, today sucks already. And it's 6 a.m. But oh well. Anyway, okay. That is really, let me flip back over here. About all that I have, just kind of go back through if you haven't gone through in the Team Cup group with the posts that I put up. They were from Christina. But it's like days 1 through 8 or 9 or something. And they're super quick and easy, but it's just another good guideline of what to do on a daily basis, for Team Cup. And that's really about it. It's just, like I said, it's all about getting as many customers as you can, growing your business as much as you can. We basically get Team Cup points for Success Club points. They're pretty much 1-on-1. So just try to get as many Success Club points as you can possibly get. That's the goal. I know what else I was going to tell you guys. I have a free group that's going to start on the 7th. If anybody wants to jump in on it, it's going to be a kids like lunch prep. And I'm going to throw in some breakfast ideas, like 1 or 2 dinner ideas, a few snack ideas, but the main part of it is going to be lunch prep since it's like going back to school time for people. Granted, my kid's not in school yet, but maybe it will help for later. But I know that's a big group of people that a lot of people target. Like Katie, for you guys, it could even be, y'all going back to clinics, or going back to school and that sort of thing. Things to bring with you so that you can actually hopefully eat something. Yeah, I know.
Imagine trying to do this in vet school. Wow.
I know. It's like Katie started at the perfect time, like still when she had a summer. So I've got that is starting on the 7th. And I think I'm going to throw in a little abs challenge all in the same group because my people that are in there right now really want abs next. We've been doing arms. So anyway, that's something that we can all promote if you want to. I'm doing it at the beginning of the month so that I can get people in and hopefully engaged and feeling a little bit better about whatever, and hopefully turn them into challenge pack purchases. On the 14th, we're going to start Shift Shop Round 2. I was going to leave it in the My Challenge Tracker app, the group that's going already. It's going really, really well right now in there. Everybody's really talking a lot and, commenting on each other's posts and that sort of thing. So it's going really well. So we'll just keep adding people into that group for our round 2. So that'll be on the 14th. And then on the 28th of August, again, if you guys want to invite to it, feel free. I'm going to do a challenge group with my newer coaches. a 25-minute challenge. That's why I mentioned that earlier. Focusing on, of course, we'll get them ideally all access, all access challenge pack, but they can pick from T25, 22-minute hardcore, 10-minute trainer. There's all sorts of BOD exclusive workouts that are under 25 minutes. So I really want to gear it towards, just busy people, whether it's busy parents or busy in their profession or busy for whatever reason, which is everybody, right? Like we're all too busy. And gear it towards that and promote it as just a 25-minute challenge. So that will be on the 28th. So just so y'all know, things out there to be inviting to for Team Cup. That y'all are, free to invite to that. Anybody on the team is free to invite to all that as well. So that's about it, I think. Any other last questions?
Nope.
Nope. Y'all good? All right.
Yep.
I won't keep you any longer. Thanks for hopping on. I appreciate it. And I'll get this recording saved and put it in the group for everybody else. I know the UK launch call was going on tonight too, and I totally forgot about that when I scheduled this one. So we'll watch that one later. But I don't even have any UK prospects right now, so I got to work on that. But and just to throw it out there too, while you guys, if you happen to be watching trainings, if you find any really good trainings on Instagram stuff, like throw it in one of our groups in Delta Fire or Team Cup or whatever. Feel free to add stuff in there. It doesn't just have to be me adding things for sure. Okay. So, all righty. Was good talking to you guys. Sarah, good to see you. Katie, I will see you tomorrow. And we'll all hit it hard this month. All right.
All righty. Good night.
All right. Good night, guys.
See ya.
Bye.